So, gonna have a session. I've done some cardio stuff, done a bunch of mobility and dynamic stretching, and then I've done about 25 minutes, 30 minutes of fingerboarding and some pull-ups on a bar. So that's pretty much everything that I've done up until this point. Now I'm just gonna work through the set or the circuit of warm-up problems and see how they go, and then I'll decide from there what I want to do with the rest of the session. See how they go. So that wasn't too bad. Move to the lip, sometimes my foot will stay on that kind of smear, sometimes it doesn't. Then it stayed, so that's a reasonable indication that my tension's like alright today. Fingers, I've got a little bit of a niggle in this finger, so I'm gonna have to kind of monitor that as I go and see how it feels. Other than that, so far first problem, everything feels okay. Maybe 2 minutes and then try another one. This is where I have to start warming my fingers up a little bit more, specifically on the board. A few smaller holes, undercut, things like that. So, see how this one goes. Not too bad. Things start getting like a little bit harder now. This is one of the first ones where if I don't concentrate enough or if a foot slips, I could fall off. I don't generally fall off it. Like, I think I've fallen off it maybe once or twice, but I could, so we'll see. Yeah, that one's tricky. This move, kind of up to this, starting to feel easier. I'm starting to control it more, so that's good. So this one I definitely can fall off. Again, I don't very often, but the first moves, kind of occasionally the foot will just slip and I won't stick. So usually if I stick the first move, should be fine. So that's how you hit every single hole wrong and just about scrape up it. I just want to quickly show you what there is to contend with in South Wales. Yeah. It's like this all the time. So this is one of the last, if not the last, problem of the warm-up circuit. I can usually climb it. First, second go, occasionally I'll fall off it, especially if my body's not feeling it on a particular day. So see how it goes. Sounds fun. Those wide moves start to lose the position, so that was pretty good. Fingers not great, they're not feeling particularly strong, but the body feels right, tension feels okay. So I think I'll start by getting into maybe some projects and see how we feel. So I think I'm going to start the main part of the session just by trying the end of a project or a problem that I did actually do. I've done it once. It's kind of intense on the fingers, but not crazy intense that I can't get into it straight away. The end of it is more, I think, about tension and body strength. So we'll see how the end goes. If I can do the end in maybe 3 or 4 goes, then maybe I'll try the set. If I can't do the end, then usually I'll move on to something else. So we'll see. Wow. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected it to be. It'll take maybe 3-4 minutes because I've only done what, 1, 2, 3 moves there. Then I'll try the first move. Pretty good start. Pretty good start. Get some of these holes brushed up. I've just realised the problem's actually going to be a little bit harder than it was before because I moved 2 footholes down and it's now 4 or 5 inches lower than it was before. So yeah, going to need a little bit more tension to stick this first move. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit harder. For sure. Okay. That's good. So that was really good. That was probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest things I've set on you. There was periods where I didn't even feel close to doing that move to the left, just kind of getting underneath that small crimp's really hard. And you could see when I stuck the small hole on the left, it becomes suddenly really hard to do this next move, whereas when you pull on with the left hold, it's actually not too bad to stick that move. So that was good. So pretty much at the end of the session, pretty good session all in all. I've got a couple more single move parts of problems to try, and then I'll just do a warm down circuit of maybe 5 or 6 problems, and then that'll be it. Got through the warm up circuit pretty well, and then managed to reclimb one of the harder things on here, so that was good. And then made a dent in this guy. Session probably overall has been something like 2.5 hours. A lot of the times there's been maybe 5-6 minutes rest in between some of the longer goes, and then about 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes in between some of the maybe 2 or 3 move attempts on problems. So obviously you can reduce the rest time if you need a short session, but it's harder then to climb at your absolute limit if you only rest in a couple of minutes between goes on stuff. It's a balancing act. So I'm going to try one single move a couple of times and then get on with the warm down circuit. So yeah, I hope some of this has been useful and just kind of showing you how I'd structure a session, in what order I'd try stuff. If you got any questions, just drop a comment. I'll try and answer any of those. So yeah, thanks if you got this far, and see you on the next one.